Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and these are my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2019. Now, this was a very tough list to narrow down because there are a lot of films that I'm looking forward to next year, I'm not going to lie. So, that means lots of reviews for you guys coming up, including Escape Room next week, so look forward to that. But I've narrowed them down to my top 10, and I put them in no, ranking order. I just basically went down the list of, when they come out throughout the year, unless they get delayed for some reason. But yeah, that is how this list is going to work. So without further ado, let's talk about upcoming movies. And the first film on this list comes out in January, and so you would think January films are crap, and that is generally correct. But this film is from M. Night Shyamalan, and it is a sequel to Unbreakable and Split, and it is called Glass. And Glass takes basically the elements of Unbreakable and Split, the main characters from those two films, and throws them all together in what looks to be a really interesting take on the superhero genre. We have David Dunn and Mr. Glass from Unbreakable, which I've never seen, which I'll probably review sometime soon. And then we have James McAvoy's character, who I'm blanking on the name of, from Split, and along with Anya Taylor-Joy as well. And so you have to see these entities kind of clashing, and you have Mr. Glass kind of working behind the scenes, it would seem. It seems to be his movie somehow. And so I'm really curious to see what this film ends up doing. I love Split. I think it was one of my favorite films of 2016, I want to say. 16 or 17. And I just am really excited for this film to see what it ends up doing, and kind of if it opens the door for more spin-offs and movies within this Split Unbreakable universe, or if this is kind of the one-all be-all of this film, if it ends up just being a trilogy of sorts, and we'll see what happens. And so I'm looking forward to that one quite a lot. Next on this list comes out around Valentine's Day next year, and that is Happy Death Day 2 You. The first Happy Death Day was a film which I was very surprised at how much I enjoyed, because it takes kind of the Groundhog Day premise of Groundhog Day and basically does a murder mystery of sorts with it. Basically you have this girl on college, she's kind of not nice, and she ends up finding herself being killed repeatedly by this person in her school's mascot's mask repeatedly, and so she has to figure out why she keeps on dying, who's trying to kill her, and fun havoc ensues. And I really enjoyed it, and I think it almost made my top 10 of whatever year it came out, 2017. It might have made the top 10, I don't remember. But it was a really fun movie. It's one I have on Blu-ray, and one which I've enjoyed quite a lot since. And so I'm very much looking forward to the sequel, seeing what they can do, which seems to be a new take on the whole premise itself, and maybe retcons a few things from the first one, but I'm excited for it. I really hope it's good. The next one comes out at the beginning of March. You're going to know that at least 3 of these films on this list. First one is Captain Marvel. It is the next film in the MCU. It's the last film before Avengers Endgame, which you'll be seeing shortly on this list. And it stars Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, and I'm very curious to see what this film ends up doing with this character. I know a little about the character from the comics, just based on videos I've seen and things of that sort. I've never read any comics. I'm not a big comics person, but I love the movies, and so I'm really curious to see what they end up doing with this character, how it connects to the overall MCU as a whole, kind of what they end up doing with the scroll concept, and seeing kind of if any of our favorite heroes are actually hidden aliens in disguise. So that'll be fun. And then shortly following that, Avengers Endgame, April 26th. It's going to be a big one. It's probably my most anticipated film of this year by far. It's a lot of people's. It's going to be basically the culmination of 3 phases of Marvel films. It basically serves as the finale for a lot of things, but also as the setup for Phase 4 and beyond of Marvel movies, because it's kind of closing one door, opening another. We can see how the Avengers basically undust all the characters who get dusted. Because, I mean, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, they all have sequels coming out. They're coming back to some degree. So, Spider-Man has a sequel 2 months after this movie comes out, so you know they're all going to come back to some fashion. But yeah, Avengers Endgame, I'm very much looking forward to. I really want to see what happens, and it looks fantastic from just the teaser that we see, and I'm going to pay money to see this a lot, so yeah. And then from there, Spider-Man Far From Home. I wasn't the biggest fan of Spider-Man Homecoming, I will say, because I thought it was a little too silly for its own good. But Far From Home, we have a Peter Parker who has been killed and now brought back, presumably. And so I would hope that's a tad more serious. It has Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio, so that has good signs for me. It seems to be him teaming up with Nick Fury as he goes around Europe, so the Far From Home type of thing. And so, yeah, I'm really curious to see what this film does in regards to the first film in Phase 4 of Marvel movies, and then also maybe as a setup of sorts for like Fantastic Four, X-Men things, if they decide to do any sort of Easter eggs for that. Next up, The Lion King, which comes out a couple weeks after Far From Home, and from just the teaser that we saw this thing, it looks amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Jon Favreau did The Jungle Book amazingly well, and now we have a live action version of The Lion King, which looks awesome. So I'm really excited to see what this film ends up doing, how it does everything right and perfect, and see if it can live up to the masterpiece, which is the original, but we'll see if that happens. Next one is kind of a cheat, but if you saw my top 10 anime of 2018 video, there's a movie version of Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, which I'm really looking forward to. It's basically a continuation of the anime, and I said that the anime in its 13 episodes was a masterpiece, and so this next arc, from what I've read, is supposed to be the best arc of all of them, so it's going to be better than a masterpiece, hopefully. And so I'm just really excited for that. I was looking up stuff today, and I'm just even more excited. And so, yeah, I really want to see this movie just after finishing the anime. So I'm going to stop gushing on that and move on to the next thing. Next one on this list is going to be a horror film based on, or the sequel to a horror film which I really enjoyed in 2017, and that is It Chapter 2. This film is, like I said, a sequel to the 2017 It, and basically takes the kids from that film, turns them into adults, and it's set 27 years, I believe, after the events of that film, and it's them coming back to take down Pennywise once and for all. I've never read the book, and at this point I don't really want to because I don't want things spoiled, but if it's anything like the first one, it's going to be amazing. And I'm really excited to see what they end up doing with Pennywise and the new actors, which is a fantastic cast, by the way, as well. So if you know anything about me, one of my favorite films of late from Disney is Frozen. It's one that I loved and I've watched many times, and I don't have any young kids or siblings or anything. I just love the film more and more the more I watch it, because I see foreshadowing and things of that sort, and it's just, I love it so much. And so as a result, Frozen 2, I'm very much looking forward to. I've loved the 2 shorts that they've released, despite some controversy that people have had with them. But I think that's going to be awesome. And it's from the same people. I'm looking forward to the songs and the fact that it's in Kingdom Hearts 3. And yeah, I'm very excited for this movie, and I'll probably gush over it a lot more the closer that we get to it, because we haven't seen any footage from it yet so far. But I'm very excited for it, and I hope that's amazing. And then I would not be a geek, or be able to call myself a geek, if I did not include Star Wars Episode 9 on this list, because despite my love-hate relationship with Star Wars, I am obviously looking forward to the conclusion of this new trilogy, which started with Force Awakens, and then Last Jedi, and now whatever this one's called. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how this story is wrapped up, see if it can be wrapped up in a clean way that makes everybody happy, which I highly doubt. But yeah, it's one I'm really looking forward to, really excited for regardless of what happens. And so yeah, that'll be around this time December, actually before this time December, less than a year. That's fun. But those are my thoughts on my top 10 anticipated films of 2019. Let me know your films that you're most excited for in the comments down below. I'd love to hear them and discuss them with you. I'm sure there's a lot of films which I'm looking forward to, which I did not get to include because, again, I wanted to include it to top 10, so I didn't have a 20-minute long video. Yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Did you like my list? Did you hate it? What do you think I should have included, left off, things of that sort? Leave them in the comments. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Once again, if you so choose, I appreciate it immensely. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell. I have one more top 10 list coming for the end of the year in a couple days, because I still have some games I need to play to finalize it. And then my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on watching.